Oba no share my without. Oba no share my movie. Radi yes was Samiti Nabia. Wama Betty Nabia Ofori.
Snabio.
Nabia DJ Womu. Nabia Mutumu.
Yesterday.
Sebamu Nyawaya Mamia Bonya for me. Sebamu Badiati say ya Betty. Achoba no ashama eni okwe boy.
Sebamu
Nyawaya Mamia Bonya ya for me. Sebamu Badiati say ya Betty. Radi yes was Samiti Nabia. Now I'm a meeting Nabia Ofori.
Snabio.
Nabia DJ Womu. Nabia Mutumu.
Yesterday.
Sebamu Nyawaya Mamia Bonya for me. Sebamu Badiati say ya Betty.
Sebamu.
Nyawaya Mamia Bonya for me. Na Sebamu Badiati say ya Betty. Radi yes was Samiti Nabia. Now I'm a meeting Nabia Ofori.
Snabio.
Nabia DJ Womu. Nabia Mutumu.
Yesterday.
Sebamu Nyawaya Mamia Bonya for me. Na Sebamu Badiati say ya Betty. Yananti.
Sebamu.
Bonya ya for me. Na Sebamu Badiati say ya Betty. Radi yes was Samiti Nabia. Now I'm a meeting Nabia Ofori.
Snabio.
Nabia DJ Womu. Nabia Mutumu.
Yesterday.
Sebamu Nyawaya Mamia Bonya for me. Sememo budget is a nature person. A movie.
Sememo.
Yawaya mami ya bonia ya phone. Ah, sememo budget is a nature person. Okay. Minutes into the show. So 10 minutes already into. All right. All right, Mr. Sabri, sir, Waji Akonya. I will share a year for the records. Now, we are going to make something very clear. And I know you say, me date you kurano. Now, you can't want to say, my name is date in your corrector. And 8 January, Madaruma, 8 January, why me the call? So, and then problem here anyhow. You say, yenya nka, ntisi yebenya bibia ka. Si yeka se katechie no, se wabodam. But the ref is a Bible guy say nyansafo pe anati nyansafo ase. If se beti ye Okatakyie Afrifa, me ka asem nwene to ho na wa nwene ho ankwa akira. Otiasia enyi. Se meka de chefri fa meka asem eto ho. Na se wa nwene ho ankwachi a wotiasia enyi. So enano yeba beka se Gorobod Act no bebia ni ho esuma se sameja mfini ni Gorobod no ensuma obi ema ne nkoto eye gold mreye. Ewo se menua no bi ye o na yakohunu section 26-27. So section 26-27 they see a free be licensing. It is our licensing automatically translating to say young sumo obi mo nkoto mreye. It is okay, I can understand. You don't even know what the law, the comprehensive nature of the law. It you to say law the baby dahwa. Instead to look at it holistically. You don't even have the intellectual firepower to be able to do that. Eti diamobeya ne say obeka so Okatakyie no abodam. But it's okay, tonight we are going to make something absolutely clear. That yes, Gorobod oni to me bia so odi esika mu bia so nkonko e bibia. And we are still going to hammer it with the rule, the law, and bibia. Emranua section 3, what is 6, section 25 funding, baby a funding echo. And the law was very clear, it was unambiguous. The law was not silent. It drew funding na. Law ne chire baby a funding enko. Now let me also make it very clear. Say the fact that you be ya choose to say ye de a ye tree and the bet chere nse mu ama false life for domi market for man. Kantamanto forma no ate ase no enkyere se obi a oba beye disappointed European eka ne sisu so ya wish rich onim bi a che onim hwe nkyere. Let me state it on authority say ye ne ye choose to say we are cast in our image as African, as Ashanti, as a Ghanaian for that matter. For that reason, whenever we get the chance to see about educating the masses on national discourse, we have chosen to do so in a language that the masses will understand. That in any shape or form does not make us lesser of Sangrofoya or Mokeka Brofua Kasia Shikutra Kasia Ukrumgono. And they've used this attitude over the period to intimidate Oma Womuni Eyaku Kudro. Say one bet me stand it me to Obama will be so unco parliament as a member of parliament. One come Fantipin me one call Adisa de Onibie, one call Prempe College Nibie, one call you gas school in as if we be near intimidating no one 10 national discourse on was it. And they yet me come and say, Okatakyie Afrifa-Mensah one chair Jumano a year case, go Okatakyie and Tia and was it. And the bachelor what the law says. We still stand by it. Sameja mfidi esikema will be a illegality. The law is very clear on that. We will stand by it. Again, and Yera John Dramani Mahama 1 year down the lane. And Niamano de Waye Nina. Come. Wanamo Genchia. He say John Mahama Genchia. Woko TV by TV. Yenshu no galamse Nina a jai. Come. Eti ano nso niema ayi ni nyina ye bechere why ye wia obi nka nkyere Ashanti Regional Communications Director of the New Patriotic Party say won twen men ha na me ne won komo Paul dieben donne ayi won twen men ha ne won komo. The time has come, see a party and you be taking it serious. The joke is becoming one too many. It be this komo no. And come so ebesa di ba kopa ye Ofori Atta ne ho nsensem. Yeti kroma Ofori Atta so wo hwe ne ma. Wo gu MPP party nanimu ase. If say wo ye papa dia anka wanim tei. Eti ebedi sa nkomo ne bi. Ye wie nso a ye John Dramani Mahama o ka kire ye hye ye bo. Say Akufo-Addo efa 110 ministers. Ene wo ginchia manfo no ntiasie baby eso appoint a deputy ministers no assistant dean no or say presidential staffers in charge of their no appoint a regional organizers Also, omo presidential staffers in charge of the region, but in effect, omoji pay said deputy ministers. Eti frakadama memuo no kakra ye de. Anyima adwuma ne se meba be praise omo. Se ba so obi be praise omo a, sa meja mfi adwuma no. Se ba so obi be praise omo a, felosofosu kwa achi adwuma no. It is my job to throw light on a nneɛma a ɛkɔ so a manfoɔ no bebree no anti aseɛ. And that is exactly what I am going to do. Ɛyɛ owura Rikopoku bɛka kyerɛ sɛ PMMC abɔka. Ɛnɛ yɛbɛkyerɛ mu PMMC ɔmo 2024 ɛyɛ state-owned enterprises report ɔmo release yɛ by SIGA. Sɛ ɔmo bɔka na ɔmo amoka ɛnɛ yɛde bɛkyerɛ. Goldboard yɛgyina wɔ no a yɛbɛsɛ di nkɔmmɔ afa Samegya Mfi ho. Samegya Mfi Goldboard no kye ɛyɛ cases maako 17. Say yachi wɔn sɛ wɔn smuggle gold. Ɛne pɛ Samegya Mfi report ɛwɔ Goldboard hɔ no. Wɔsi wɔgyae cases ni maako 12. Ɔyɛ na ayi dɔmi market foɔ no yɛ sɛ 12 de ada edie na si yɛ wɔn kɔkye wɔn na gold nka na wɔn yɛ so dabi sɛ ayi makola foɔ maa no yɛ no wɔn yɛ sɛ wɔyɛ bɛhwɛ na bibi fɛ kyerɛ nam sɛ dabi Same deɛ wɔn nyɛ saa wɔn tia na emom yɛ bɛkyerɛ mu ama manfoɔ no ate aseɛ. But let me quickly mame enka saa asɛm wei. Yentie saa owura wei. Owura yentie no. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 yentie no. Yentie owura Paul Yamdo. I don't know why the 1 2 3 1 2 3. Oh, sorry. So yentie owura wei.
Ebi ode kono okoto honhom die ni bi. What you say?
Well, God, the Samegya Mfi say they made profits. In fact, transactional between Bank of Ghana and the gold bond. But gold bond, the Jumedia or yeah, it can be anywhere.
Oh, media means Samegya Mfi min kaso aboka. Media means na baby an kaso aboka or a young guy. Ye man opportunity no nya adwuma. Enya fe na ye ba bedum ni bia. What you say? Ye dum ni jan na dum ni china. Onyere no ho nya adwuma na God adwuma de ne ye dey. Unse honhom semu di gold wati. What you say? Ebi ode kono, ebi yirai. Ebi ode kono, okoto honhom die ni bi. What you say? Ene no efiri mu amana anso. Ana se obi ekoka no tokwa ne bi hwie gu ye. Ana se shape ode kono. Ene bi eye ehwie gu ye. Ndi gold aduma ho nsam edoso papa menuaba. Ye ka se ye ka enyewe ti so wa say wo mo ka ni we ya nyina ya giatum ya de e beka bi ne onya adwuma na mom ye nyina ye wa ha
Paul, why ye Paul, God, the Samegya Mfi say they made profits. In fact, transactional between Bank of Ghana and the gold bond. But gold bond, the Jumedia or yeah, it can be anywhere.
oh media means Samegya Mfi min kaso aboka media means na baby an kaso aboka or a young guy. Ye man opportunity no nya adwuma enya fe na ye ba bedum ni bia. What you say? Ye dum ni jan na dum ni china onyere no ho nya adwuma na God adwuma de ne ye dey. Unse honhom semu di gold wati. What you say? Ebi ode kono, ebi yirai. Ebi ode kono okoto honhom die ni bi. What you say? Ene no free mu amana anso. Ana se obi ekoka no tokwa ne bi hwie gu ye. Ana se shape ode kono. Ene bi eye no ehwie.
The leadership of MPP, minimum uncommon. I think it is high time, sir, and there may be a cause within the party. I must not be tolerated at any shape or form. And this guy called Paul Yando must be called to order. Seven previous, I will restrain myself, but Jimino Adolsododo. Forgive me for using that word, but that is the only word that made me aka. And when I say Jimmy no adosun dodoa, it is not even about say obeka se Sami Jemfi yade na onyade. I don't care. People must have opinions, different opinions within a political party. So even his opinion, say osusu say Sami Jemfi yade, he should be able to express it without any fear or favor. That is okay. But what is not acceptable and what is not okay? And this says your political party more. Now all of a sudden, party ane eya akono. Party ana ye friend no akrachefo party. And they within the rank and file of NPP no. So wo pe comedian within the political space. You don't call any mean a person. And yes, serial caller na friend no. You are calling the communications director of the NPP in no mean a region as Ashanti region. And he has become a symbol of comedy. And the leadership of the party don't see anything wrong with it. Look at from top of NDC to down. NDC or your officer Bena Obiena no wakasa. The only thing that people can come up with, yes, communications officer of the NPP in Ashanti region. And now said Panwa be a symbol of comedy within the Ghanaian political space. Opesa we ye comedy. Appear stadium to way or ye comedy for political sake in here, and he is surviving, he is okay. But you cannot occupy a position as Asante Regional Communications Director of the New Patriotic Party. And anytime you better on come radio and TV so then it's about concert. Yafro Asante Regional Communications Director, National Discourse, Brabe Kabi. Akawoka say it should be clear with the direction the nation is going. What didn't you know that the concert? And I go to no home bonia juma, and I go to na bay forum, so they couldn't be here. You don't do research, you don't do anything. Gradually making the MPP look like a laughing stock as a party. Your comedy. Go and do comedy in Ghanaian politics. It is okay, but you cannot hold a political office such as a communications director of the NPP in Ashanti region and doing what you are doing. Niya Fre Ashanti Regional Communications Director of the party. Brabeka bi niya hunu the direction of mine echo. And look at the concert he's doing. And nobody sees anything wrong with this. And such a character says he wants to be the Ashanti Regional Secretary. Ashanti Region, no, ne churo for MPP, no, the stronghold, no, ne churo for no, a symbol of comedy in Ghanaian politics. Poyando, why in the way this mo be na no one workers or your concept so? No. And you might time any year party no. Now what you want to say na FF year party no Ashanti region ke be wa kono mo join. Yafro as communications director of the NPP in Ashanti region. Me hu ye kwa ye research. Oba and you speak to issues. And the MPP a drum pempenswa concert nko. First, you can't him for party, you can't party, and Crawford con doso mobile join ya MPP, and then we are struggling to even get tertiary institutions because you allow kwasi somehow over the years. Ashanti Regional Communications Director, friend radio so say Brabeka political and some way can Brabeka be. When you why your research, one man who communication directorate, a poorly resources amount. You speak to facts, you speak to points. What the other concert here? And the about Jose Napoyando, what is this? Yet meet na kuroma say mani dum pempensuo bia. See a pe obi oba be concert to Ghanaian politics mu a whole chairman of Ashanti region. chama bompa ye maye toriak etika ono kura na ye mistake ya communications director de nka oba you speak to issues with common sense. I'm a party in Yakono party. Now the middle class don't even want to associate themselves with MPP. Party edu baby na Professor Kwakwaza amodia womo kon do so womo be join the party. Wo ye MPP ni che Kwakwaza. Wo ye MPP ni che Kwasi Prempe. But nyoma kankan ni nyoma tantan say ya mugya ma leadership no yes yes wo ye communications director of Ashanti region. Now your friend radio so concert nko and gradually he is becoming the image of the party within the region. And you want the youth of the party, the youth of Ghana to join such a party? Maybe na Ghana mine nipa no bebre nko school nti the logical reasoning wasn't that high. O hwe nim dear for party, FF party, Chema Mankwamo party. Na say no mba be ye concert to Ashanti region aka wo yando so wanka ebe ye ofam wa ba be bi. E de be na mo ye ne sa na de be no. No. If you want to do this kind of concert, Obian stop your politics is yours, but you cannot occupy that position you occupy and be doing what you are doing. And such a character says, I want to be the next secretary of the Yabobo Adamu Anadiebeya. Now Wababe is secretary of Ashanti region, MPP. Na ye pe comedian wo Ghanaian politics amena ka asema mi asra ni akofre secretary of Ashanti. What kind of a joke are we entertaining in our party like that? And here no. Our concert no. And the leadership of the party many could be amotu one amore akwa so yes concert. Party ni mu ye ho nya akono sisi. Ye bompa say ye betimi a reason ama manfo no ko ado. Ni afra be can national issues. The issues of national concern, a whole Ashanti regional communication, TNC Muna Walker.
What the Duma wants some edos, papa, miniaba. You can see a car anyway. See, so I say, what more can we? Ya jatu, ya dear Becca bin there. On your Juma, the moment you know,
Paul, why ye, Dano Mitia Brown, you're not saying the best performing CEO, the Nkaya Sami Jemfi. What best performing CEO, you wire?
Sami Jemfi.
Now, best.
Oh,
any gold bond, but gold bond, the Jumedia or any day, it can be anywhere.
Oh, media means I mean, in Castle Aboka. Media means baby and Castle Aboka or a young guy. Your man opportunity, no near Juma. And your friend, I ever be doing what you say, doom ni Jan and doom ni China. Only no one year Juma, go dear Juma, dear, near day. Who's home, some would be good with it. What you say? Every day, corner, a be right. Every day, corner, or home, the enemy.
What nonsense? What nonsense of is that any idea? No. And this is supposed to be the Ashanti Regional Communications Director of the MPP. Say ebi a ode ba no ekoto honhom ebi a ode ba no ebi to pumu na any idea no. Why are we turning our party into a joke? President Kufuor party na wode oti Ashanti region ho sebi impredua say Jimmy sa na de be no. Ya na ya adwen say party na be abedu no, some of the things we probably won't say it in public. And we obi afen ye nyina yesere. And the party gradually is losing its image. Motu ana mu blame Kwasi Prempeh Franklin Kujumo ne Kwasi Prempeh say Professor Azam say omo nka bi mamo. How can one become bi mamo when mu behave tantansi? Na mo sorry amu de money bra kwasue wo communications director wontimi nya research and speak to issues. Now sorry anamu de money bra kwasue Professor Kwaku Azaso. So one year ye tria Professor Kwaku Azamoka. See ye tria Professor Kwaku Azamoka nti no maka omanu atuma. Ni ye ntia ba mu 8 years. Ada no man hwe omo. Ye de say you gina hensa so wonya say adwuma no. Enya ne yire no ne kokoma ne gi ho japade nyina. As a party ni hwesofo no bia ye de ope. Onyonkon so ti ho. wo ba ya wo bu amamuo Ken Ofori Atta Ken baby a wo de ade na mu wo gu party nanimu ase ugu party nanimu ase ugu party nanimu ase eti Ken dane wonsa anasa resign men resign tintintiniti men resign tintintiniti no gina faako Ken Ofori Atta resign na party no baby enip MPs mago afede mintimi nyame ma ho Untimi nya ma ho na de wagya o makoro no ho akwa buruchiri se ye ne ye che okura ne ade a wo ye papa nko anim nte ah ye che ne yegu nko anim asia the fact that you have refused to even to come and answer to your questions it goes ahead to dent the image of the MPP as though MPP are Kromfo party mo ye ka kire mo ene matan time be na mo ye ne sa no a obi ansuro obi a ya ne ya adwene se party no enema bo ba nema bo wo a ese mpanimfo timi sebre wo ma no ka se Ken Ofori Atta wabu man no yie na waye nneema na wonwia ya bra be yi wa no keke eno so akoye bo achi bidi gu party nani mu asesa gu party nani mu asesa wo bia ntimi nka no kore ama MPP party ne nya kono biu adai ede nneema na mo ye ne sa no adai wabu amamuo papa bra ne be yi wa no bra ne be yi wa no ne ntimi build the confidence in the party against ye buy ni ya mewia obia afena ntete na me ma na me yare na wo yare a wani masuaso akora kufu e ka say resign wani masuaso when it was so visible so wo yare ya ka say resign ne mo ma nipa ho tete no because party no mon care about dem benya from nyina manya wi ana nchirima na mo me bre esi MPP party ne nya akono middle class of the country ne person be join MPP because of sebi nneoma hunu tantan a poyando ene ne nkrofo say wuntumi ye the whole region asawonsa obey a symbol of comedy mini gold nchero no ayi gold ato table so and nobody could tell him say hey my friend we don't do that in this party mo de momi anto presidential abani nwie mia na maye din say sa presidential abano me pese me ye part of it nti ye jan yanto presidential abani nwie ni enhwe say mo na mo be choose leaders and I say we the youth will choose the leaders for you. We the masses, we the grassroots, we will choose the leaders. Ashanti Reggie will be a bema when you cook and cooperate near here. Obeshi usika kwa. Kosi ye penny munyam or party no. Ashanti Reggie nanka secretary no one menya magi say but Poyando can never be the secretary of Ashanti Reggie. And him go assemble no. Moma yan sebri ya no nka no kura o party na party ne ya yetan enya akono yesoso ne ma funu tantan so why na why this more kasa te Poyando tell me one person from a chairman to the last person tell me one single person who hold the office within the NDC or be another kasa and people laugh like Poyando. What nonsense is that? Mama, you move on. Now to the issue of a year gold board. Urasa mejamfi ye still a ye jina ho ye say Ghana to me be new ho so suma will be aso nkoto gold mre. And when I have made a legitimate a year argument, an argument that is absolutely clear, na menya nkrofo bi say wo mo nu mo educate kwafriba on the law. Simply because medicine na chire mu ma so for line for na force for na tiase. So they say they educating me on the law. So one argument and say yeah, one ko say you say under section 26 and 27 there is licensing of aggregators. So because we license here, automatically that licensing transcends into so we agent of the state or koto godaba. How did we get here? Does the Gold Board Act allows for licensing of aggregators? Yes. Does the act allows for a year funding, handing over the state money to aggregators? No. Does it allow them so turning them into a purchasing agent of the republic? No. The law is loud, the law is clear, and the law is binding. Already section 3, section 3 is stating the core function of Gold Board, which is non-delegable. Because man you think you know the law more than I do? Section 3.2 says automatically, also Gold Board has the sole authority to purchase and sell gold from miners other than any large-scale mining. Very clear, very unambiguous. It's because a sole authority. It means an exclusive jurisdiction. It means non-transferable jurisdiction. It's a Gold Board into me appointing any private company say on Konkoto. Almost a Koko here section 26-27. It is a material Afrifa near Santiago na yesi wi amoase. Me na metonwa e wo ho nyina obi ani tumi so otonwa. Obi ani tumi so otonwa. It is the idea of licensing is and I'm saying me no metonwa no mintimi enko ye ade ni friend say enko sesa nwa by myself nti. Yes ye na he ayi Kofi o say kadache metimi asesa nwa ni biabo me say no problem. Okọ sesa bi ba beto. The difference between Okwasi Sebiba Meto, which is licensing, and the entire license under section 26 and 27, is for regulatory purposes, regulatory function. It does not automatically transcend into a physical and as a financial function. It is a Kofi says or Kwakoshibidia Bremia. I don't know. The only reason TML licensing is the modalities within which you operate is and one hour kofabano. Someone essay yet essay titia, essay. It is a licensing crofosed by your regulatory or more activities within the space. But the very moment I may mimbotum sikadia suma kofi or says kofi, konne kokoto a young wabremeno. It creates what we call a principal and agent relationship, for which liability will lie in the event that there's any encumbrances. And I sit there and I make a coherent argument to this effect. And you tell me, sir, until the echo sonase. It is a license will be. Oko hwehwe bi ba meto. Oko hwehwe bi ba na meto na wo kona so obi yakromfo ji usika kwamwa. Emfa me ho. Because man fa misika ma wo. But the very moment I be take state in sika dia mo obi say, kone koto bra, if there is any encumbrances, liability will lie on the state. Osementi we yase. Onti yase e di ntina anti yase. When the law wanted to fund any activity within the Gold Board Act, Section 31E was very clear on who gets funding. It says that it shall provide funding for small-scale miners in the form of equipment. The act is very direct. It supports miners, not aggregators, not middlemen, not politically selected companies. So nobody should come and sit here and say, we do not understand it because Section 26 and 27 says licensing. On one summit, there is no license in this country. We get the benefit of aggregators because the law did not contemplate funding of aggregators. It is the creation of Sami Jamfi and the Gold Board, which is an illegality, which is a crime being perpetrated on the people. Section 25(2) talks about funding for minors, not you can't say. And you tell me, so until the year can I say, what kind of arrogance of power is this? Because we do not go around behaving like bourgeois class, some disappointed Europeans who speak all the big English. What nonsense I remember the act was very clear on who is a beneficiary. Minors. It does not need any interpretation. Funds are supposed to, if in the contemplation of the framers of the act, they wanted to fund aggregators, they would have been very direct and very clear under funding. When Gold Board gives our money to an aggregator before the gold is delivered, that is not support. That is not policy. That is illegality. That can say yempese yebe yesa mo de brofoni ade ni hwemra manfo na as though as a mudi ade ane hwamai. Lord man kwa nkosu asem pese me lawyer. That is not the purpose for me entering into law school. Yentie Sami Jefi, yentie no.
Ability criteria for the aggregator license in 2025. That is why Bower Rock is the only person as at now to have been licensed as an aggregator of the Gold Board. But that license application and approval process that the board of Gold Board, the governing board of Gold Board does, not Sami Jefi as CEO. Sami Jefi as CEO and management only recommends. The board grants approval for aggregator license. That process is an ongoing process. It has not terminated. So today we can have one aggregator. Tomorrow we may have 0 because we can even revoke his license or suspend his license. Tomorrow we can have 10 because 10 people can meet our eligibility criteria. So people say, Bawa is the only one buying gold. They don't understand. They lack information. We have 900 licensed buyers, all of whom buy gold. Then they say, why is he only the aggregator? He's the only aggregator because he's the only one who has met the eligibility criteria. Let me tell you something. When we say an aggregator, what do people understand by that? There is nothing, there is no license in Ghana that enjoys the benefits of an aggregator license. Some said, have you heard? That is why Bower Rock is the only person as at now.
There is no license in this country that enjoys the benefit of an aggregator license. So NPA license will be a NPA and the finance many panel. How does licensing automatically transcend into financing? The only reason it is so under Gold Board is because it is a creation of Sami Jefi and the Gold Board, which is an illegality. Now I'm making argument to where to what. Before I make the argument, I have looked at comprehensively what the law says. If within the ambit of the law wanted to say fund you, within the purview of the law, if the law wanted to fund aggregators, the law would have been very direct. So I'm just create a system where and you say, Mabeka say, yeah, Gold Board, no, yes, Gold Board doesn't send anybody say kotobreme. Or license, so wow, correct me now. You be bad diameter. Just so the yemfa yesi kama. It will call be too kwem when you yasem. Because licensing is just a regulatory function, and your finance, and your free. Some of them much remember would jina so the yesi kama will be for so go to adiemre. Huh? In the event to cross it, unu will be co-contractor. And Mrano was very clear, so unu will be co-contractor. So any panel publish it, the requirements in the Gazette. Where is the Gazette? Where are they published? Where published terms only within the law, the way section 27.2. It tells you where is it? Where is the legal basis for giving state money to aggregators? Does it exist? You have some question where you ask the Ecosu Bank of Ghana and the Gold Board no say. Amemo kan amubu no na mementi ase na wana ti ase. Amemo no amubu amemo kan because me bana me bedi nkomo a me nkeke keka borofo nti. Mos momo trim amemo no ase cheme. Amemo be na mo ti ase. I chose to go down to the level of the people by using the analogy of a Gorobod, because that is what so for life for beti ase. Even if you, Gold Board, wanted to enter into any such agreement, Section 42 says that for transparency's sake, you must publish the agreement to the Ghanaian people. As it stands in agreement, in a way. One Bower Rock agreement, in a way. We also saw Kwasiasam because Sami Jefi ba a year show so ye koko ye a year research near the Ama Sami Jefi. Na Sami Jefi abetron. He is the communications officer of the NDC. Oba shows they pull out all manner of resources and research near the amano. No abetra no awatre. Or ratiri years you and a Sami Jefi being to what Tenyomasi a check at the Chief River. And you ma na ati and you ma ben what ase. Se PMMC model na wo run ya ukwa in section 75 was very direct and very clear. Said by the coming into force of the Gold Board Act, section 75 says that there is a repeal of the PMMC Act. So anything you do that seeks to rest on the model of PMMC is illegitimate and illegality. I'm a trying to come from Timosi when one thing your man wa ekona say. Niama be na mo ya menti ase. Huh? In contemplation of Parliament, omo passe mrano, omo ankasi yemfie sika nkomo bia. Munya journey arrogance of power saying fine he could see because the law is very clear on this. Licensing aggregators is legal, yes, but delegating the state purchasing authority to the aggregators is illegal. Financing aggregators is illegal. Creating a principal agent relationship between the two is illegal. The arrogance of power na mo nya tumi kakra. Mo dwe se mo te de mo ye nyina ase. Ya ye tie kire ne ye ase. Ede na mo ya ye ase. Samegem fit was wachi Gold Board for. Muntie no.
48 hours after announcing the end of a grace period for foreign nationals in the gold trade, Gold Board is cracking down. CEO Sami Jemfi says some foreign traders have defied the directive, and now a 10-man Chinese syndicate operating from a private residence in Asankragua has been busted.
10 of them who were hiding somewhere in Asankragua in the western region. Were hiding in a private residence. So we got gold of about 1.3 kg. We got cash of about 1.3 million. So what they do is that they convert the money into casino cars. Casino cars we got, these are not all. We have a lot of them. These are not all. And when you see a casino card like this, it is money. And they are so important to them so that the casino cars were in this two huge safes that we can make available to you for you to photograph. And these are the pieces of the gold bars that we got from them. You can see that for them to have been able to convert the gold into this form, it means that they have a foundry.
Where yes, Samegem Mumusa Samegem say way. Enipa no wachichi wo mo na way. Samegem na do way by say Gold Board uncovers gold smuggling syndicate. E wo he Mumusa no. Mumusa Samegem say enipa we 3 suspect gold smugglers arrested omo way case na kodru he. Mumusa Samegem say national security arrest 25 of illegal gold trade case no akodru he. Samegem no Gold Board no. Ana wono atwere ha the second quarter report or the buy ana atwere ha yi the second quarter report wo hwe ba bia ya atwere legal cases in Asia. Also during the quarter the legal directorate handled 17 criminal cases. Of the 17 criminal cases that were instituted, 12 of them were discontinued. Mumusa Samegem say on what basis did he discontinue such cases? Mumusa Samegem say on what basis did he discontinue such cases? All your domain market for man so you Samiana where you boy, Samiana where you boy, because we be monona you watch me. Nam so Samegem the on bibia. But Mumusa Samegem say the reason here or they discontinue cases in the NSA. Na dressa mummy asonkwa didi na fa you could see here na Gold Board na Okatakyie nti what kind of nonsensical arrogance of power is that? I mean to me so be a mente administration, mente governance ni leadership ase. Emamo simply because I come and sit here and I make a tree. Make a tree because I am for the ase. Line up your finest brains within your party any day anytime. Not in any rehearsed portfolio. Let them meet me any day, anytime on any topic of their choice. And let's see if any of you will stand my intellectual firepower. You are creating the image say because me catch you in it. As a more pain and more pain and fire. A big tie a big bunny. A dear no. A baby. Sami Jamfi be ko interviewer. Ye puli all resources in ne. Eye man no aba betra se. No wa ratra ti yeso Sami Jamfi do abi o. Obey dey be. Me na me communications officer of the NDC. And I be what the whole NDC communication machinery behind me. E dey resources na me ntimi puli. Onfa mo nsem hunu so ho ne anwe ho. Se mo de brofo intimidating crofo okrum wo no. Ene yewra John Dramani Mahama. Me wonso wo ko interview. Wonam wo je fans. Aka kire mo so wo temo adwene no ase. Efe your mama ko interview. Na man ya range jomfo man bi. No ma kugino ne eboje so. Fe. And you can say stand up with you are doing well. Because in politics, optics really do matter. Yadis kama yujian his wonye bien what they coding sim. Politics, perception is equally important as reality. So if stand up with and crop forward the Jomama agentia, omudis wamade Jomama agentia. Because and now optics, the people will look at, the people will see and say he is loved. Yenya opportunity nsi ebeyebi. Ede ne ye de bay. Si muhunu nko a. Na mom no yegusu a ye bie ne fine. Before se me call the main point so, me ka kire mo house amejamfi enka no kore. Me ka kire mo house amejamfi enka no kore. And the last time me ka bibi ka kire mo say, muntie sa audio, muntie sa video.
Has been blocked. He's not allowed to participate in the process. Meanwhile, there is this Mr. Roger Frimpong Kwachi in the gold board operations who also, has a connection with this kind of investigations by the OSP. If you appreciate what I just mentioned and you have seen this, what's your explanation?
We see these things, but we don't respond because we are very busy people doing an important job for the nation. We don't have to. It's a joke. Listen, Roger Kwache is not licensed by the Gold Board to do anything. He's not a licensee on the Gold Board. Roger Kwache only consults for Bawarok. He works with Bawarok.
Okay, so
now this Roger Kwache.
So hold on. Sami Jamfi num was they said Roger Kwache. The so-called Roger Kwache works for Bawarok. Tienye, ti Sami Jamfi. The so-called Roger Kwache, he works for Bawarok. On working, and this same Roger Kwache, we are mature coin for Sami Jamfi on Kanokore. And because he calmly submits what he submits, and then Chamon Treko, I know that and Tiboko. The same Roger Kwache Sami Jamfi says on count, me bachelor one year. Muntie Sami Jamfi.
Is managing director for a company called GoStrom. And GoStrom was one of the aggregators under MIF's Good for Reserve program. They were giving money. By the end of 2024, MIF wrote a demand letter to them that they had some outstanding payments to make. The company has paid MIF in full. And I've seen acknowledgement letters from MIF showing that GoStrom has paid. Now, that one employee of the company is consulting for Bawarok, and that is an issue. A company that has not committed a crime, a company that is not under investigation, is not being prosecuted, has settled all its bills to MIF, and you're saying that its employee cannot work for a private company. So it is not as if Roger Kwache even works for the Gold Board or is licensed by the Gold Board. He has done nothing. That guy is a great resource. When you want to talk to somebody about gold trading in Ghana, he's one of the go-to persons. And I think that people should just stop this attitude of running people down with lies. It doesn't help anybody.
Okay.
Sami Jamfi a chapter with confidence. Sami Jamfi said the said Roger Kwache no one part of a Gold Board and a consultant for Bawarok. Just so you know, there is a syndicate to steal from the people. This is a finance ministry. Inaugurated the technical team of your friend is Gold Board. Roger Kwache na esha asiye Roger Kwache, the finance team, a technical team of a Gold Board. Roger Kwache and the D esha asiya. And then Sami Jamfi say Roger Kwache ne nyadwuma Gold Board. Such a character, you trust him? Where my Joe online report? Roger Kwachi din na hyase as part of the technical team of Gorobod. And the same person now, a technical team member of Gorobod, is also consulting for Bower Rock. Is that no conflict of interest? You are falling in love with your oppressors to the point that when we are drawing your attention, say, you are being oppressed in a very nice way. Was na same jemfi wo twa motro kura mu so twa motro same jemfi se ayi Roger Kwachi enye part of when adwuma ma Gorobod na consult ma Bower Rock. Meanwhile, this same same jemfi Roger Kwachi was share mu finance ministry aboni din so were part of a technical team of Gorobod. Ana mompa se ebie money. Now mompa se ebie money dia. Be dem be ma public announcement madama we hwa no bia ne ma meko hwa no bia ne ma meko woni meko a ye wa wasemwa because the make bia ne ye no kore etu ne meko a ye wa wasemwa woni meko a joma ama ba ye wo ginchia ba ya de papa wo ginchia ai joma ama mo se Manuel wiase nyina jomama ai we John dear would need size jomama ni size o ti wo call radio interview kama mo se mano why jomama ba yi se me ne wo kasa yi transformation abagana nyasa ai 1 year on no galamsey na jai. So say John yes wo ba obey you artificial intelligence. Where May 2024 I will use artificial intelligence to fight galamsey. It is no say John use artificial intelligence. He say galamsey nsuo ni nyina ni atenwan. He say illegal mining is now a myth. We ni Ghana nsuo nyina kama 1 year down the lane. Your mama wa man sure ni ate 1 year down the lane. Your mama buy a double track ni nyina free ho. Akufo ado double track no na enye na bon no. Kan your mama buy we sisi dan akese 1 year. Wa to blog 1 year just a double track ni nyina ya no great e free ho. Ti emo ye nsema your mama. Your mama buy Sam George LGBT. Samuka Sam George. And then Sam George no anu fight say LGBT ni ade no. And then Sam George LGBT mumusa say owei Sam George way. And then LGBT ni hwe so obu ni sisi. Atta you hold the waist. Eti jomama ba ye shake your waist. E say LGBT no was sign bill no won pe omanim kura ahwe. Poof ekọ. E say so nyina twam contract nyina transparent kama. Gorobod die transparent kama. Jomama ba ye wo appoint ni nua bia wa ba mu no family no friends bibia ni ho. Your mama buy ye neutral senkwa in spirit from a year a yibumfa na memwo no ni nua bia nim. Your mama buy ye okuje trouble akwa aye ni tinu se mirror of justice okachire ye se won benya 21 billion okuje trouble akwa se won benya 21 billion ora na ba ora ene okuja to abla kwa mwa jiskani nyina ora ene ye ni abreke no foriata mai kan ko an skani nyina won ho na aside kan foriata no menim se sedi nam tamakulu no ya anchene for corruption ya na waban a waba wo so wo ba be fight corruption na nti sa aban no wo se what discontinue cases of a year Collins Dauda what discontinue cases of a year Opuni. What discontinue cases are you find the prima facie case against them also what discontinue our cases and what just I need so about fight corruption 1 year down the lane or run 20 billion my no receipt no audit but the money is somewhere probably in the same vote the Ark of Covenant to Gumuno sana or run Jessica mai come on your mama buy and be beer than aquem your mama buy a year 24-hour economy na started youth unemployment a poof morning shift evening shift midnight miracle just say they say nkola ye adwuma wo mabre ebitimi ye adwuma kwa anopa wi anwumre no mabre ebitimi omotimi edidi ka mu nyina omokwa adwuma because eso run shift 1 year 24-hour economy no aye adwuma aye kama attack on journalists and so ajai your mama prices of goods and services said your mama buy and dollar na ekosoro it prices of goods and services and so abafom as they say kenke gakomi you turn 1 cedi gari olonka 1 cedi a liter of oil 2 cedi transportation from Pokwasi to Accra no they say 1 cedi ni nyina bibia ye kama they say Kwame Nkrumah ensaman kura no waye nani age kama Kwame Nkrumah ebusa say where does my anya hwe Kwame Nkrumah say my anya hwe Sameja mfi electricity no a user of the tariffs no a wo mode ba no Sameja mfi ese aba ese electricity no enrane ese ba omia meters ni nyina ye twetwam Sameja mfi de no odi aba no utimi use na wa bre no afre ECG fo se ECG mesera mo me light ne si sododo ntimunum no why ese mbrante ni nyina nya adwuma ye nurses fo anya adwuma yo teacher fo anya adwuma ye graduate fo unemployed graduate bia ni baby ha obia ye employed mesremo bibia sam jo mama bayi bibia economic liberation waba na yenko tie eye ono ankasa ne nkrofo anu asem owura Franklin Kujo let me state here that video na ye bebo no there is some niema bia entwe Franklin Kujo health wise we don't care about that is not why we are here jo mama memwo no ekoyi eti Franklin Kujo wono no ese wotajo mama echi no wasi owura no kura de ese ya jisika nyina yenkongoti Franklin Kujo Franklin what am I say there
promoting Laura were the ones who actually raised all our hopes, right? And so our hopes have been raised, and now we are. And I don't think we've matched the. We've matched the not rhetoric. We've matched the reality as against expectations, and I worry because you see, going into next year, look, the government needs to. People will start complaining, and I think the complaints will become a lot more if they don't see quick prosecutions. I worry greatly that we are moving at a very slow pace and things are not happening. Of course, certain cases are being seen and heard, but I suspect that there'll be a lot of firepower coming through the heads of the various, should I call it the Attorney Generals of it. And maybe, you see, what I also thought should have been done, I suspect that maybe this is what the Attorney General should actually do. Maybe they should actually recruit a lot more, should I call them?
Franklin Kujo say, Neniaji, and I just know Kawangaza. Or see what Rafono J. Franklin now was saying your men moving so slow than you were expecting 1 year down the lane. Your team will be on court on corruption issues within the Akufo-Addo government. And more divert more attention Ofori Atta na ice acheno na ice achena ice in would deport no aba say wo yi nkwanko fight wo case never nema we so obuafu me ka say your mama ya de no so obuafu a ho efise de me de kire wo nyina ye nioma a wonyeye amamuo no eye kew na taban na theatrics ne doso me say Akufo-Addo by first year we ya niam say ya me sha say me ka say happy FM so ana watan Akufo-Addo no yes maintain your mama maintain we when I see the realities of government as opposed to what the optics shows I need to be able to tell the people that it is up to nothing because I see the nuclear yes, the CD is strong against the dollar. A knee-jerk reaction to solving issues. I can tell, I can see if there is any international shocks, if there are any external shocks, the economy will crash down. Because a long-term solution to problems. Knee-jerk reaction. Knee-jerk. But the better amount for what you see, if you say, "Mama, a co-interview, man in France," and I'm saying, "Stand up, Juma, what you need, absolutely brilliant, brilliant." You be now or that for someone shouting Jame. I was better when him say politics in one, and politics optics do matter. It is a LGBT was signed. Doom so yet chroma say. Ayi wabaye wase e-levy enyenyenyenyenyenye wadane ho a no kofa dum so levy buy ama ese yenka wasem bi yere fi se wode dum so levy aba ayi akoya your friend say abranti akoya no kitikiti faleso su kwache wode dum so levy aba yenka wasem your mama tikromu say wase o e-levy nye ayi sports betting tax o se de enye wo yi betting tax fu a no kofa sports ho ahwan buy Galamsey nso ni nyina je say yenti arise Ghana for na we eye wo mo ankase wo nipa arise Ghana ni NDC for you will be obey arise Ghana bia we NDC ni je ne eye listo wo na puku NDC for arise Ghana bia ni bia na yenti aje yenti no
of Galamsey. I think we've been very clear in the past that it's an existential threat to all Ghanaians, including those of us seated here and those of you who are broadcasting. We would expect that the president continues with the good work that they are doing, not only with the gold board, because note, if there's no incentive to go and dig, no one will mine. If the gold board stops the smuggling of gold and aggregating of gold is done, our economy will improve and Galamsey will stop. And we believe that the president will not and must not shield anyone. We want to also entreat the Speaker of Parliament, who has indicated that he will not shield any Galamsey MPs, to take his word and mean it and act upon it. Oral is Operation Recover all the loot and not some of the loot. And so we would want all the loot to be recovered. But we've listened to the Ghanaian people. We continue to listen to the Ghanaian people. So you will join us when we go to the American Embassy.
Operation Recover all loot to be
to allow
recover all loot to be mobile ma recover the here. Menua no mu bia wia Ghana sika monchichi wo mumum. MPP is not a breeding grounds for criminals, and it is very clear. It is obia wia Ghana sika monchichi wo mumum. Na munya a court of public opinion no. If the memeti e obia no obede ne saba akobọ Ghana sikam ebe wia Ghana sika wi no say because of joining MPP tiamra me defending obia defend wo. Nanso munya court of public opinion na ye di cases ni wo eye medium na mo form ngura court. Won't prove it beyond reasonable doubt because these are criminal cases. I just say a tron dorsal, kionet, 7 dorsal. Now yet to chroma say ma a year ura John Dramani Mama catches a Kufado Abino, 110 ministers, one TB. It was not buying about where you lean government. Lean government dear, or Baba Yen Yoma come. 1 year, 110 ministers. It John Mama, John Ufa say was only for 57 ministers. Yamu and some manuel, shia. Or Dan and Yano whisper good Julius Debrasum. Hey, Jay, profound your montiasi. Eti, and Yamani Fabra, near fan sure, yen changing the dino. Say, Baya or montiasi. Ampana, Papa Jay so the court. Papa J koya no na ya change bidin ebine say wafa Ashanti region wafa all regional ministers and so wafa deputy regional ministers because onya akobo omudin so omo deputy regional ministers pe na mom de obey ni so obesesa omudin every deputy regional ministers no aka say presidential staffers in charge of the region into all the 16 regions, or the party ni organizers are presidential staffers in charge of the region. Our muji pay equally as deputy ministers. It is from the inception of this republic, I can be salaries of chief of staff, and son of cabinet ministers, presidential, senior presidential advisors. Your mama ba ye was say one shut down two mudi advisor. Hey, Miami no to kono say utimi mano a presidential special dear to agric near was substantive agric minister now waba ye yankongo dini be 24-hour economy ya ayaya mutui. Your mama instead say oba appointed a minister in charge of 24-hour economy because it was a major policy of John Mahama's campaign. Or kase ye minister there and we ya mobecheno. Eti mobekanya ka ministers no honyasa eti ene yebe friend say Owura Gusitano a presidential advisor on 24-hour economy. Ti aboy ensema no owo 57 ministers. John nice. Nemo no on to the minister in charge of 24-hour economy. Presidential advisor in charge of 24-hour economy. Owie no appointed presidential advisor Jomama appoint Owura Francis Dodu as presidential advisor National Anti-Corruption Program. Yewo interior minister, yewo national security minister, yewo attorney general. Corruption no si fight here. Say institutions when here. Instead so bebo we din so ye minister no say there be me boni din so ye minister. Ombekan aka ho. Etiane me friend the National Anti-Corruption Program. Presidential advisor. The mum ni pay no, it will be the same as that of minister, cabinet minister. Presidential advisor be pay equated to that of cabinet minister. And so your mama so one friend sa or friend sa mo beche no. Your mama says of onya friend deputy minister sa mo beche. Enti the SY yen say quickly your deputy chief of staff mienu if I omo ye miensa so kura no and you another setekwe presidential advisor Nana Yajanto presidential advisor Beatrice one presidential advisor chese who could do communication wing of the presidency wo mu ye nipa be 60 obi agp as uncle for ko mu ye deputy ministers o your mama so on from deputy ministers enti lean government na so na furu dokotwe cabinet level salaries na sankrofo itiki enso your mama so onya from ministers and deputy ministers mo be chini ntia no from ministers and deputy ministers. Senior presidential advisor for governmental affairs Dr. Valerie Soya ono so ho. Advisors for the economy, national anti-corruption, diaspora affairs ni nyina ho. And son wenya ba at the office of the vice president. Vice president no so kura so another 5 policy advisors. Vice president no honkwa. President need decline so be appointed deputy regional ministers because he ebeche no and so appointed 16 presidential staffers or nyina deputy ministers. What mo dis deputy minister. Me say Kionet aban bia no we chen aban we. Minister in charge of agribusiness wo ho. Ani asa abom yanga za menua Peterbo am otoku no na nka menenu a wonya tumi won frame hwe director of presidency also responsible for agriculture and agribusiness. So this is not efficiency. This is duplication. This is duplication of jobs. But wonya yes hape mo beche no. Tie no wonye. Wonya bo omudi so mo ye presidential ministers am beche no. Into your 1 presidential advisor on media, your 1 communications consultant, your 4 directors of communication, 5 deputy directors, your 2 communication specialists, 5 technical communication assistants, 1 media aide, and assistant media liaison officer. Entering a basin in Jomama and teaming for a list of the presidential staffers at the Jubilee House, when teaming for Parliament in Kolei. And these are the pertinent issues that I want to draw your attention to. Beyond the pump and pageantry, these are the pertinent issues I want to draw your attention to. Nobody is paying attention. Huh? And so your mama by was scheduled to terminate a year appointment of Uncle Bebre. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. We are Abegino said there is no MPP Ghana, there is no CPP Ghana, there is no NDC Ghana. O Cambro for Chirmaniaje. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the way in Fakwan. Nankia to a man 1 year drew a year end of the year. All of a sudden, Aban also buy a Nekufu do running or mine down. I won't nisika. Hwi ni ho. Oba betu ohia buburo. Oso oba betu ohia buburo. Now yan konkohwe. Yan konkohwe de ato forcing. Ato a war forcing. One the same Sami Jemfia yan konkohwe. It yebe confronting the painful truth here. Domain market for man no momra meti. Afeso ye no ato forcing. Oh ya wo dollar no ya wo cedi no ya wo dollar ya wo cedi. Ya wo ne nyina chi ewie no. Die nti enkrofo antimi amadwomu ametode o mane se teacher fo na anka ebe abetua o muka o musu. Nyame na meka, me wi amebo teacher fo no akiro. We live in a country where the pocket is dry. The stomach is empty. And somehow, no, miraculously, yetiminya finance minister, keselato forcing, yes, what chair, what the new philanthropist, generosity, what chair, a more say, wa. Now, watch a more chesika, watch a more chesika, one found call a hospitals, one found co schools, one found command nurses, the ninja what the politics. It is one more, or the command. You see 200 bags of rice every constituency, 276 constituency. Kesel ato forcing, eche omo 200 bags of rice. O my team. Owie ni ma NDC constituency chairman bia 5,000 Ghana cedi. Owie ni ma NDC constituency executive bia across the nation 270 no per the structure no omo more than 15. Yama each and every one of them 2,000 Ghana cedi. And when you small money, me breaking it down what you say. Yema obia 2,000 Ghana cedi. Yema a year chairman 5,000. Yes, is ho. It is a 200 bags of rice. And the chair constituency be 200 bags them 276 constituencies. Mwankasa monya mu calculation. Mwankasa monya mu calculation. Mwankasa 276 times a year 200 bags. So as a matter of fact, Keselato forcing what 55,200 bags of rice this Christmas. It is a way calculation averagely biano bag of rice cry 700 Ghana cedi. Yanya sa calculation we. If bag of rice is 700 Ghana cedi times 55,200 bags. Omanya esi eniska. Yentimi ntua teacher foka. Yentimi ntua nurse foka. Yese keselato forcing. Che bags of rice 200 bags per constituency. It is a way of calculation 700 bags. 700 Ghana cedi per bag. What they multiply a year 55,200 a year. Your friend say 55,200 bags times a year 700 Ghana cedi. It is a meno say a monk to force a chair this Christmas in the name of philanthropy to the party executive. A year 38.6 million. Mumusa to force in so near scanway. Mumusa to forcing so omu opposition no or nyasika we he. And son waba 5,000 na the chair constituency bia. So 5,000 Ghana cedi. We have 5,000 Ghana cedi times a year 276. 276. That gives you about 1.38 million Ghana cedi. And sana every executive biano, your chair no a year, 80 party executives across board. And no say it amounts to if 15 times 2,000 Ghana cedi. It amounts to about 8.2, that is 8.3 million Ghana cedi. Enti political generosity no costed Ghana over 48.3 million. Onya sika no free he. Onya sika no atofo omo opposition no onya sika timi party for sa. Because can we yes ma menka because your mama eje fans. Can we yes ma menka because John eje fans. John eje fans. And send ye yes Sami Jamfi so serial callers nyina almost 276 NDC serial callers woma obi 1500 woma obi 1000 in fact ono kwade yes woma 1500 every month. And if every month Sami Jamfi ma 1500 why multiplication never 276 a year constituencies the serial callers woman nyina or spending almost about 5 million Ghana cedi a year on these people. Where did they get the money from? No accountability, nothing. What they call 48 million, why it's about 53 million for political spending on these people. Our brother teacher 40 krumua, 53 million in 1 year, all in the name of political philanthropies. Menoka say nurse in your Ghana as waje about 2,500 Ghana cedi. A teacher for a womo see in Jomoka, wamoji about 2,800 Ghana cedi. It is a medium fine a year to forcing 53 million or must spend it, 53 million Ghana cedi no must spend it just this Christmas on the Assyria callers and the party. Our muntimi accounted for. It meet your nurse for more than 2,000 a cup for 1 full year. It meet your teacher for more than 1,600 a cup for 1 full year. So right now, when I am asking the pertinent questions that you guys must pay attention to, must pay attention to. Instead of feeding the political machinery, Menoka say, and Kebetimi tria nurses for 2,000 ka 1 year. And so nurse for him. Cause mom for the your mama, oh, what's me jenchiapa? Hey, why are you? John, why are the papa? John, ya the pa, or ya de. And there are no two ways about it. No two ways about it. And then young a teacher for most of my day in Tibo.
Ghana should speak for us. Ghana should speak for us. We have nowhere to sleep, yet we are expected to go back to the classrooms to teach. We know it is our responsibility as teachers to go out there to teach. Where do we sleep? Where do we put our heads? The mattress we lie on, we even bought it on credit. Our creditors are after us. Ghana, the whole world, speak for us. The injustice is too much. We are human beings. We have wives, we have children, we have families, and we have responsibilities as well. Where do we begin our life? Should we begin our lives on paying debts? Is that what we wish for ourselves as a country? Ghana, stand up and speak for us.
I say Ghana, stand up and speak for us. Yeah, to me, Nyasika de ma party for across board. Yeah, Nyaga, yeah, Tom Ghana Sika de ma party for. They cannot account for it. Yeah, normalizing sim hunu ukrumwa. Kadeche ko kasi siya kadeche de huna maniye. Okatakyie Afrifa-Mensah ko kasi siya ya. Me na me huna maniye. Yeah, normalizing sim hunu krumwa. Yeah, normalizing sim hunu. And then a dollar back from dollar is udru abochi wa 12 cedi. There be a Bank of Ghana say that thing. Abochi no kura dollar no nso 12 cedi. Enra ya masese bi, enra. Masese bi amede kutua school fees. 12 cedi. If say ohwehwe bi wo Bank of Ghana no a wono say that thing no a unya. Me hu ye ka dollar back from there and can be reflecting on goods and services. And so kill net abanti. Dollar na back from and so goods and services ida bia woni the bones aho. Ose baba yo go down baba yo. Yentie eye market for yentie omo.
Here bacha ya chagbo fuso anko abanche no. Fuso anko abanche. Last year by this time. But you back 4 million. Omunyanto. A few 100 cities. Ama boni bay. Ama mle ni omo ndisi fo na musuma asunte asama no. Enyina ya dowa ha. Akuya fon kwa no go fuso ha. Omo back 100 cities no. Obi mpo nu abato. Obi nu abato. Last year by this time, bag with 4 million. I'm going to go to the Chipa, I chose on Papancha. A few Havanchi, Hande City. Near Goofy, if you could to near Goofy on my pack a good amount. You may sing Java for me.
Eti se motie yi a enyeme na meka. Enyeme na meka. Dollar ne di aba fom. Obia nka se aba fom paper so. Uduru paper no so di a dollar ne da 10 sa enko ne 10 level. And so for the past 3 months, dollar bia me fa o Ghana bia me fa ne 12. And so you say dollar do 10. Obi so am say wo hin na nke enko gibi. Ohunu. Yes, okopa abochi fo ya cho wo mu ne kura dollar so abochi get the dollar. Bank of Ghana get the rate. Ni ade 10 yi pa ye tiri ho saa. Eti maya wo mu exercise sika ko China ko fa China nneoma bae. Wo ma hunu se dollar na da 10 ana menti ase. Menti ase enye yi. Ayi amwaten woni guta ne ayi tag for. Eti mu ko China no ma hunu se dollar na da 10 nti mba matem nneoma so. Eti se dollar ne de paper so pe ana da 10. Nanso nya duru fo mo na amwaten ko pe bi di akofa nneoma aba onya ne 12. Eti nya de obetre nneoma no so. Since I won't tear the India and your man is still on a board here. Ne boarding because a tro amemu kill net ya bang a amemua ye de fracadam a catamonia moon hununiama. Goldboard aboka also a mocha, Bank of Ghana aboka also a mocha. I feel ye pianco about Goldboard, some Fangosha Bank of Ghana. We some fancy we did Okatakyie Afrifa-Mensah. The Baba Somu. Adam DBC. But this year, let me say this once again. MPP munye serious na party no nya akono na mon stop esa guy na friend Paul Yando say why no from that joke creating the image of the party as if say nkola good be need. You guys should stop him if you want to continue to do concert within political sphere. Only form as the communications officer na onko ye serial caller na say onko ye ono ana de somewhere else obo pa onko ye ayi appear stadium ni yoma ni bi. Nobody will have a problem with him if he wants to be a Apia Stadium. Apia Stadium or yadia or no betimiayo or major party be a position. You cannot occupy such a high office as that of a communications director and begin to do the nonsense you've been doing. As you say, many party no more betting uncle for party, but never. We did Okatakyie Afrifa-Mensah. I mean, should have been.